everybody. I'm Counselor Clinton Woods. I want to welcome you to the Check-In. The Check-In is a new series that provides a unique opportunity for us to engage in conversation and exchange ideas about the topics that matter to you most. We'll literally discuss whatever topics you bring to the table, whether it's upcoming projects, whether it's sharing concerns, whether it's difficult situations at the city, or just asking a question that you've always wanted to ask. This is a space where you can have your voice heard. We'll also have interviews with people doing impactful things in the community, so be sure to check in. If you have a question that you want to get asked and answered, you can record a video of yourself, send that in, we'll add that into the show. Send a question in writing, mail or email. You can send a smoke signal or just leave a voicemail. Whatever method you choose, I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Let's work together to build a stronger and more connected community. Remember, check in, don't check out. What's up, everybody? Counselor Clinton Woods. We're here with Coach L, Leonard Stevens, tremendous individual, former athlete, runs step-by-step sports training, also runs the Step-by-Step Sports Foundation, where they're able to do a lot of stuff in the lives of young people. Wanted to bring him in, like I said, doing some amazing things in the city. Partnered with me 3 years ago on the Magic City Showcase. High school football combine has been able to have a major impact here locally, and so wanted to bring him in, just talk to him about who he is, what he does, and kind of what gives him that drive and passion to really go out each day and make such a big impact in the lives of young people. Is one of the things that we need to see more of in our community. So many young men making bad decisions. We need as many people to really stand in that gap and be good mentors, good leaders, and really point people in the right direction. So I wanted to bring in Coach L and just check in with you, man. What's going on?
Oh man, a lot of great things going on. Kids are getting recruited around the city at a high level. We got a lot of top-notch 4 stars, 5 stars around the city of Birmingham. To be able to say that there are inner city schools is great for the program, for the city, and it's great for the state of Alabama. So that's what's kind of going on right now. College coaches coming in, coming by the facility, coming to check out guys, going about schools, checking out guys. Spring ball is in the air, so a lot of the training that we've seen going for the last couple of months, being able to see it come out with these pads on now.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm former athlete, still in my heart, I feel like I can still give you a few snaps here and there, but them days have passed. But one thing I do know is, really growing up, man, if you were going to listen to somebody's going to be able to have an impact. It can't be stopping in here, stopping in there. It's about real relationship. And so that's one of the things I've noticed that you've been able to do with a lot of these young men is build some real relationships to where if you give them some advice or you correct them, they're going to listen. And so that's really what makes the difference in truly being able to impact a young person's life. And you have kids in there everywhere from, I think, 4, 3. 5 I think I've seen some babies in there rolling down the thing, but it's literally training, building that from an early age. So what is it that makes you want to do that and kind of basically, it's work, but it's service. And so through the work of the foundation, through the work of the training, what is it that really inspires you to want to go that extra mile and do that?
What truly inspires me to be able to give back to the youth is definitely being able to see the things that we lacked growing up and be able to fill that void of kids coming up now. Everybody comes from a different background, some 2-parent households, some raised by grandparents. So being able to create an environment and a space for athletes to be able to come together from different walks of life and be able to not only impact each other athletically through performance, but at the same time impact them from just social differences. So like you said, being able to be boots on the ground and keep them out of trouble, giving them somewhere to kind of hang out in the game room and just spend time with them, going out and do different activities. Those are things that they probably want to be able to do due to different circumstances at home. So these recruiting visits have been huge. Being able to do some of these career-based learning things that we're doing, especially with athletes. We got some athletes. I have an athlete with cerebral palsy. He may never play a snap of college football, but at the same time, he may want to be a media broadcaster or do videography for athletes. And when you got Cam Seelman, who plays out of Colorado with Coach Prime, and you got Kool-Aid McKinstry running around in there doing drills and working out, you being able to capture that footage is things that even ESPN can't even capture.
Yeah, so that's cool because, like I said, talking about those young guys, because I think both of those are actually guys who came out to the Magic City Showcase last year. And so that's kind of the cool part about all of this is you've got almost teaching those young people, like, hey, give back, because they coming down a Saturday in the summer, like, as a college athlete, it ain't too many just free days that you're gonna get. Like, your pretty much whole life is mapped out from the day you step on campus to the day you leave. And so being able to come down, spend a Saturday at the combine, spending time with younger kids, and I could like Kool-Aid specifically. Like that dude, you can tell he's been hanging out with Saban because he out there coaching the kids. Like they got in the playoffs next week, and so he was. But I mean, it's really teaching them, letting them know what it takes to achieve at that next level. So that's pretty cool. But you know, what is it like having these this responsibility of having like a college coach reach out to you, ask you about a guy's character, ask you about, you know, what can he do, what is he about? What is it like getting calls from all these just out of the blue different people that you hear and see on TV all the time?
Man, it's overwhelming sometimes, but at the same time for a good cause. I remember 7 years ago, I could barely get a coach to respond, but now, you know, coaches are knocking down the door to ask information about our guys, and I think what we've been able to do is be able to set a tone and set a culture.
Right.
Due to those relationships, a lot of former teammates of mine at Jacksonville State, a lot of former coaches that have been at these schools around town, they've kind of heard of the good work that we do from a character standpoint, not only a character standpoint, but from a performance standpoint. And as long as these guys are churning out and they're being successful, and you have a Kool-Aid McKinstry, you have a DJ Dale, you have a Curtis McClendon that just signed with the Raiders, and you have guys like that coming through your program, not only is it being impactful to the coaches, but it's being impactful to the community, and these kids being able to see that they can come to the same place and fulfill those dreams as well too.
Yeah, and so we see some things in the public all the time, and this is why I think it's so important to have you know, the right guidance, the right leadership, the right people in your life. Because watch a young man, Ja Morant, and so, you know, kind of made it to the highest levels of his talent, but, you know, just making some decisions that are kind of, you know, going to cause him some consequences. And so, you know, how do you fit in that role? Like, do you ever have opportunities to see a guy going the wrong way maybe later on, or what does that look like from that perspective and jumping in circumstances like that?
What I think the most important thing is protecting the kid at all costs, because what we have to remember that society and the media doesn't necessarily care about them being the age that they are.
Right. We
have to understand that when we were that age, we made mistakes too. The only difference was it wasn't a Instagram or a TikTok or something of that nature to be able to capture those moments.
Yeah.
So being able to step in, understand that you've been there before, and helping them understand that you're not going to judge them or turn your back on them because of a mistake, and still giving them an opportunity to fight towards their goals or be successful is I think was where we actually like meet them where they are. Yeah. So the cool thing about that is being able to have mentoring seminars, being able to talk to them about more than just sports, because I think a lot of times when an athlete gets approached, it's always, can I get your autograph? Hey, can I get a ticket to a game, rather than how are you individually? Not a number, not a necessarily a name like Kool-Aid. It's like, hey, JaQuincy, how are you? G, how you doing? Being able to ask those questions, I think that's what's important. And I think, like you said, you're an athlete. I'm a former athlete as well. Being able to understand that when we took those helmets off, a lot of people didn't recognize this the same way they did when we had that jersey and the helmet on. Yeah. So me, from my personal experience, being able to go through those things and understand that, you know, you need a shoulder to lean on, you know, that's where we're able to meet them where they are. Because they just want to be treated like a regular person, not just an athlete.
Boom. Okay. Like I said, we also are continuing going to the third year of the Magic City Showcase Combine. This was a unique idea that kind of came up a few years ago. Kind of COVID was going on. You know, wanted to find, you know, a way to do something for these young folks here locally, just to help. And so, just as an athlete myself, just bringing everybody together, just to get an opportunity to compete and see who's where and where you need to be if you want to be at that level is invaluable. But get you a call probably about 3 years ago, like, hey, here's one thing about, do you see a way to actually do this? And it was like, oh, like it was instantly like, yeah, I came to you. And so let's talk about like what that was like, kicking that off, and just the impact of just having something like that here in Birmingham.
Oh man, 3 years ago when you made that call, it was crazy because I think both of us were thinking the same thing. The city needed it. And a lot of times we have athletes that have to travel to Louisiana, travel to Georgia, and things of that nature, and some kids can't just afford it. Yeah. So being able to bring something right here in our own backyard, to be able to bring it for the kids to have an opportunity to get recruited, an opportunity to get better, an opportunity to kind of see what other talent is around them is very vital and very important. Like you said, it is all through relationships, so it was exciting to see that we could do something for the kids, and anytime it's something with those kids, I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about. And so, you know, at the end of the day, you know, there's a huge need, there's a huge void, a huge gap when it comes to like leading young people in the right direction. Like we got a lot of, unfortunately, young people, a lot of them in our city, just making bad decisions that are really going untouched, unreached. And so I appreciate the work you're doing with the Step by Step Sports Foundation, the training, everything that y'all are doing in the community to really make an impact on these young people, point them in the right direction. I know you had, I spent a lot of time at Huffman High School. One of our young ladies on the basketball team hurt her knee, popped up, looked up, she's over there doing rehab and was able to, get back in time, had a great year this year. They made it to the state championship this year. And so just cool to see, like, it's not just football, it's just not just big name players, it's all these kids are going through there and being impacted. And so we appreciate the work you're doing and just really want to encourage anybody else out there that's doing anything to make an impact in young people's lives. Lean into that, do what you can to really build those relationships, because there's no shortcut to it. Like, relationship is required to really change behavior, change trajectory. And so we want to ask everybody to lean in on that. But Coach L, we appreciate you, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate y'all.
Look forward to the growth and bigger and better things.
Most definitely.
Hey, welcome back. Thank you once again to Coach L for being here with us and checking in on the check-in. He shared some valuable insights with everybody, really making an impact in young people's lives through really relationship building and being there. So really proud of the things he's doing and excited. Now let's jump over to, I think, what's going to be one of my favorite segments, the question of the day. We're going to pull questions out. We're going to try to pull harder questions and more challenging questions. So we did get some heat right out of the gate, and so we'll jump right in. The question is, what is something that you failed at as a counselor? And that is some heat right out of the gate. Honestly, failure is not something that I spend a lot of time talking about, but we do have to spend time thinking about it. We have to always evaluate ourselves on a regular basis. It's important to have an understanding of the things we wanted to do, how it played out. Especially in a leadership role, it's important to do that. And so to answer the question, I have to say I feel like we failed to secure a partnership back in 2019 with MLB. I've been on the council just probably 4 or 5 weeks when all of this stuff came up, and we were really excited. I remember we were really excited, and just how quickly that excitement went away. We had a real opportunity to build a partnership. I want to say they were going to contribute like $10-12 million overall. They were going to put a facility here, one of their MLB youth facilities, and really work and train young people in the game of baseball. Also included like some educational learning opportunities, and so we did not get that deal done. That's one of the things that kind of sticks with me. Like I said, I was new, not an excuse, but didn't recognize some things that we could have done better at the time, and so we definitely missed out on that. That's something that could have had a real generational impact here in the city, but we have to learn from it. We have to go forward. Since then, we've had a lot of wins. So I'm gonna throw it in, but that's one of the things I definitely think we missed the ball on. No pun intended. But all right, that's a wrap for today's show. Thank you for checking in. Special thank you to our guest, Coach L, checking in, sharing some valuable information and insights about the upcoming Magic City Showcase High School Football Combine. If you got a student athlete in the city, make sure you get them to MagicCityShowcase.com and get them signed up. Thank you to all the viewers. Thank you to everybody that submitted a question or engaged with us on today. If we didn't get to your question, we'll get to it. Keep them coming. Remember, any questions, concerns, you can always reach out to my District 1 office directly. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter. Follow us on social media. Check out the website. All the information you need is right here on the screen. And don't forget, tune in to future episodes. We'll be discussing more topics that matter to you. Send in suggestions if you got them. If you want to hear a certain topic, get it to us, and we'll hit it. Like I said, we value your input, so keep it coming, keep it coming. And remember, check in, don't check out. See you next time.
Look at the way that I do it so good. Look at the way that I do what I should. Look at the way that I got you.